to my channel. This is Lucas Sports Hub, a channel where we discuss topics ranging from sports cards, recaps, interviews, youth sports, and go into professional baseball games. Please like and subscribe. Today's video, we're going to be talking about my playoff predictions for the MLB 2023 playoffs here. So let's get started with the wild card. First game, the Rays versus the Rangers. It's only a 3-game series. I got 2-1 Rays winning the series. No Shane McClanahan. He is out with Tommy John. He probably, maybe, or might not pitch in 2024, like Shohei Ohtani. We'll get to Ohtani later. And no Wander Franco for the Rays also. And the Rangers made it to the playoffs, but they just got pushed back. They were in that division game and then got belted out by the Astros. We'll talk about the Astros later. The Rangers made the playoffs with no Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom. That is surprising because Max Scherzer did help them out for a little bit, but he got injured also. Jacob deGrom went Tommy John surgery from the start of the season to now the tippy-tip end of the season. Next game, it's D-backs versus Brewers. I got 2-0 Brewers, sweeping the Diamondbacks here. I think Corbin Carroll will have a good series. Just the pitching will fall off this short. And I think the Brewers bats will be swinging like hot. Corbin Burns on the bump for the Brewers in game 1. I think he will shine this whole entire season, this whole entire playoffs. And the Brewers got hit with devastating news. Brandon Woodruff out for this postseason. If they make it to that divisional round and pass into the World Series, maybe, he won't be there for the rest of the postseason. He hurt his shoulder, and he's out. Next game, Miami versus Phillies. I got 2-0, the sweep by the Phillies. Blue Jays versus Twins. I got 2-1. Blue Jays here. I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette will be a big help for the team here, the dynamic duo for the Blue Jays here. And the Twins, I just don't see them with a good playoff this year. I think they'll just fall short to the Blue Jays here. All right, so let's move on to the DS here. Here we go. I have the Blue Jays versus the Astros. The Astros just bumped out the Rangers really quickly after the Rangers just fell short to the Seattle Mariners here in the last game of the regular season. So Blue Jays versus Astros, I got 3-1 Astros. I think they'll move on because they got the playoff action with the players here. They got Justin Verlander back from the Mets. I think he'll be an incredible help here for the Astros, including Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, and the most underrated player, in my opinion, Kyle Tucker. Orioles versus Rays, I got 3-1 O's. No Felix Bautista for the Orioles. He got Tommy John surgery, so he'll be out for this season. And maybe next season, or he might come back at the All-Star break next season. Dodgers versus Brewers, I got 3-0 sweep for the Dodgers. I think Mookie Betts will be a good help with Will Smith and all the other bats that they have. I just don't see Corbin Burns going off against the Dodgers. That may be a hot take for you guys, but I just don't see him going off against the Dodgers. He might have a good game, but I think when the bullpen comes in, I think the Dodgers will rope them. And I think Devin Williams would be a big help for them, but not big enough. Phillies versus Braves. I got 3-2 Braves. And let's talk about Matt Olson this season for the Braves. He had 139 RBIs with 50-plus home runs, 54 dingers. That guy went on a tear this year. Now let's move on to the CS. All right, here we go. Orioles versus Astros. I got 4-2 Orioles. They will move on to the World Series, and we'll talk about them when we get to our World Series prediction. Now we had the Braves versus the Dodgers. They've been in this spot against each other, and it will go all 7 games here. I got 4-3 Dodgers. Ronald Acuna Jr., 40-70 season. We love to see it. Nobody else has done it except this guy right here. And we'll talk about him later in the video. And Mookie Betts, I think, will just be an incredible help for them here for the Dodgers. Now, moving on to the World Series. Orioles versus Dodgers, I got It will go all 7 games. I think Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, and Kyle Bradish will be a big help for the Orioles. And the Dodgers, we already spoke about them, about Mookie Betts, Will Smith, and Clayton Kershaw, and all those other guys will help out them. It will go all 7 games here, but drum roll please for the winner. I got 4-3 Orioles here. They will win a World Series this year in 2023. They have Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, one of my favorite players in the MLB. Adley Rutschman's also one of my favorite players in the MLB. So let's go O's. And now we're going to move on to the awards. NL MVP, we just talked about him. We got Ronald Acuna Jr. 40-70 season for Ronald Acuna Jr. Nobody else has done it except this guy. And when he holded up the base in second base, when he stole it from first to second, I think was incredible. He was on my fantasy team, so he got me a lot of points throughout the year. Of course, my fantasy league has ended because the regular season's over. I got 3rd place for fantasy. My dad behind the camera got 7th place. He did good also. Now we got the AL MVP, Shohei Ohtani. I know he got hurt in the middle of the season, but I still think nobody in the AL could beat him. Pitching a 2-way player. Come on, you can't beat a 2-way player for the MVP. His 2nd MVP in a row. Like, even though he got injured, he won't be pitching for 2024. He will be back with 2024 hidden, but until 2025, he won't be pitching. Comment down below what you guys think about Shohei Ohtani, where he will go in the off season. I think there's going to be a lot of big spots, maybe like the Mets, the Dodgers. Will he stay in Cali, like with the Dodgers, the Padres, or will he go somewhere else like Boston, Mets, and other teams here? AL Rookie of the Year, I got Gunnar Henderson, one of my favorite players. Had an incredible season for the Orioles. Like, I think he'll beat Adley Rutschman this much. You see that? This much by the Rookie of the Year. Now, NL Rookie of the Year. The debate is between Elly De La Cruz and Corbin Carroll. What do you guys think what I would choose? Comment down below before I say it right now. Will I say Elly De La Cruz or Corbin Carroll? Well, I got Corbin Carroll winning the NL Rookie of the Year. I think he just beats Elly De La Cruz slightly because due to Elly De La Cruz played less amount of games than him and he has better stats than him. I think it's just going to be on a roll here. AL Cy Young now. We got one of my favorite players, Garrett Cole, winning it with an amazing season. 15 wins and 4 losses with a 2.63 ERA. And 209 innings. How do you do that? With 222 Ks with a whip of 0.98. Now moving on to the NL Cy Young. I got Blake Snell. He was on my fantasy team. I think the debate was between Blake Snell and Spencer Strider. I just choose Blake Snell. Not that he's on my fantasy team. I think he had a better year than Spencer Strider. We'll talk about his stats right now, Blake Snell, and then I'll tell you why I didn't choose Spencer Strider. 14-9. He had 14 wins and 9 losses, Blake Snell, with a 2.25 ERA and 180 innings. How? He had less innings than Garrett Cole, and he still did amazing. All right, so here we go. We're going to dive into some season awards here. Let's start off with the National League MVP. We just talked about him, how he had an amazing season. Ronald Acuna Jr. A 40-70 season? What? Nobody else has done that except him. Holding up second base, that was amazing to see. And he just had an amazing season overall. AL MVP, I got Shohei Ohtani. You can't beat a two-way player. When he pitches on the bump and then swings the barrel for 44 or more higher home runs a year. But where do you guys think he'll go? Will he stay with the Angels? Will he stay in Cali but go with a different team like the Dodgers or the Padres? Or will he even go to the Mets? or the Boston. I don't know. But now let's move on to AL Rookie of the Year. I have Gunnar Henderson, one of my favorite players. We just talked about him, about how he'll help out the O's so much in the postseason that I think they will win the World Series. Gunnar Henderson had an amazing year with his stats and everything. His stats, he had 28 dingers, 82 RBIs, a 255 batting average, and on-base percentage of .325. That's an amazing year. Now let's move on to NL Rookie of the Year. The debate was either between Elly De La Cruz or Corbin Carroll, and drumroll please, who I picked was Corbin Carroll. I think Corbin Carroll just had a slightly better year than Elly De La Cruz. Here's why, because Corbin Carroll played more games than him. Elly De La Cruz played less games than him. But overall, the stats were better, and I think just Elly De La Cruz performed, but I think Corbin Carroll performed even better because he'll have that postseason run also. But I don't think that postseason run will last for long. Now let's move on to AL Cy Young. We have one of my favorite players right here, Garrett Cole. He showed off this year with an amazing stat cast here. Let's talk about him right now. 15 wins. How do you put up 15 wins in a season? Like, we saw 21 before, but like 15 wins, that's crazy. With only 4 losses. With a 2.63 ERA, over 209 innings. With strikeouts of 222 with a whip of 0.98. That's incredible. Alright, so now let's dive into NL Cy Young. I have one of my fantasy players because the debate was either between Spencer Strider or Blake Snell, and I chose Blake Snell here. 14 wins, 9 losses. This is his stats right now. 14 wins, 9 losses, a 2.25 ERA, and only 180 innings. How do you do that with 234 Ks? He had less innings than Garrett Cole, and he still put up more Ks than Garrett Cole. With a whip of 1.19, I think Spencer Strider just fell a little tiny short. But let me know what you guys think about my predictions in the comment below for the 2023 MLB playoffs. And until next time, Lucas out.